The following is a paid advertisement for the Miracle Blade 3 Perfection Series. Special television offer from Miracle Blade Knives. Stay tuned to find out how you can get America's best-selling knife set, the entire Miracle Blade Perfection Series, free. You heard right, the entire system free. Stay tuned for details. Fed up with knives that just won't cut? Tired of dull knives that destroy your dinners? Disturbed by what it takes just to prepare the evening meal? Then welcome the all-new Miracle Blade 3 Perfection Series. A blade so sharp and powerful, you can cut a pineapple in mid-air. A design so extraordinary, it uses a control ball to make chopping, cutting, mincing, and dicing easier than ever before. Handles so ingenious, you can cut from top to bottom and your hands never get in the way. A set of knives so good, they're called the Perfection Series. And so durable, they're worthy of the name Miracle Blade.
I've never had a knife that cut this beautiful.
They perform just the way they're advertised to perform. They're great knives.
I like them so much, I'd actually start cooking more, and I don't cook that much.
I want these for my husband. Now give me the number.
Since 1989, millions have enjoyed the quality, durability, and value of Miracle Blade knives. 5 years of research have now created the all-new Miracle Blade Perfection Series with its comfort handles, unique design, spectacular edge, and they're guaranteed to stay sharp for a lifetime, or we replace them free forever. Over 2 million sets have already been sold for $40, but for the first time ever, as of today, you can get a complete set of knives free. That's right, over $200 worth of knives absolutely free. Stay tuned for details. So now, please join Chef Tony as he takes the knives all the way to France, to the world-famous Culinaire des Arts Cooking School, where he showed the Miracle Blade 3 Perfection Series to a class of chefs. You know what they say, the French are a tough audience. If they like the knives, you know they're good. Take a look.
Don't blink your eyes or turn your head. Now, I think we can all agree that's a very special knife, and it should be. This is the all-new Miracle Blade 3, the first in the Perfection Series, and one look, you can see it's not an ordinary knife. Look, the handles are recessed. It's a comfort grip. Takes your hand up and off the board. And the blade, hardened and tempered, stainless steel. The best of the best. Watch, as sharp as you see this knife, brand new out of the box, that's exactly how sharp the knife stays. And with our 3-in-1 edge, look, it's the knife that does the cutting, not Chef Tony. Gentlemen, if you do any carving, you're going to love it. Watch, around the holidays, now you can finally carve roast beef, turkey, chicken, pot roast. Every time you draw that blade, you'll get perfect slices. See that fork in the front? That's for company. Lift it up, serve it right on their plate. Now, if they're not looking, use your fingers. No one will ever notice. And guys, if you do a little bit of fishing, watch what I do right now. You take this knife and start it between the skin and the meat, and that poor fish will jump out of its skin. Look at this. Look at this. Now watch. I could even take the meat right off the skin. Now that's what I call a sharp knife, and it should be. But maybe you have some frozen food. You're gonna love this. You could cut frozen salmon, lake trout, lake perch. You know, a lot of people abuse their knives, and cutting boards is what dulls it. I think you can see, I just cut into the cutting board. That would dull any knife you have, but not the Miracle Blade, and I'm just getting started. Listen, I know you're not gonna go home and cut solid rock. But when I tell you that knife will cut chicken bones, ham bones, spare ribs, frozen vegetables, you can even take this knife and cut a Christmas tree. It'll cut sheetrock, linoleum. I give that knife more abuse in 10 seconds than you'll give it in your lifetime. And if you remember years ago in our commercials, we used to cut this. But this is aluminum, and look, it's like butter for the Miracle Blade. Let me give it a real test for you. This is a sledgehammer, solid steel. Now, I'm not telling you guys to go home and cut metal with this knife. It's not made for cutting the muffler off your truck. But you have to agree, I give that knife more abuse in 10 seconds than you'll give it in your lifetime. And if you think I'm kidding around up here, one thing I can't lie about is right here on the paper. Look at those filings. If I took that much steel off the teeth and edge of that knife, I couldn't cut peanut butter with it. But watch what I do now. Here's a professional test. The length of the blade. the middle of the blade, the tip of the blade. Every single time you pick up this knife, it'll cut just like it came out of the box. And my favorite cut, I can go right back to that red ripe tomato and cut it like that knife never left the box. Imagine today, tomorrow, next week, 10 years from now, we guarantee in writing that the Miracle Blade must stay just that sharp. Oh, wait a minute. Fresh bread, my mother's favorite. You're gonna love this. And I mean soft. Look, you can cut that bread as thick or as thin as you like. Now watch this. When I get to the bottom, my hand doesn't touch, full stroke, perfect slice, and that's what I call cutting. Now, if you don't buy one of my knives, you'll remember me. When you go home and pull out one of your war clubs, you know what I'm going to do, and you make your family these little breadsticks like you've been doing for 50 years. Now, come on, how many? Guilty, guilty, You ever try to butter one of these bad boys or get that out of a toaster? Yeah, right. Listen, I told you it's the Miracle Blade Perfection series. This is the all-purpose slicer. Only thing that knife doesn't do is chop. This one is our rock and chop. There hasn't been a design change on a knife like that. Look at this. In over 100 years, the same stainless steel, same recessed handle. So when you chop with this knife, it is a joy. The weight of the knife does the cutting. But this is called the AccuGrip control ball. It centers the knife right in my hand. Now you get no fatigue in the hand. You get perfect results each and every time. Watch. When I rock that blade back and forth, you'll get perfect minces. I mean, that's what I call spectacular. And even on something hard, like a potato. Watch. Rock that blade, cut it right in half. Place it back together, and when it comes to cooking, when you cook this fast, this simple, this easy, and that safe, and look at my knife. This is called the Quick Release Aerators. It releases your food. It's a great cheese knife, and I'm still not done. This one is our boning and fillet knife. Look at that design. See how flexible that blade is? I tell you, when you want to butterfly a pork chop with this knife, watch what I do. All you do is let the knife work for you. Imagine stuffing a pork chop that fast. And guys, if you're a fisherman, you wouldn't take 50 bucks for this knife. Watch how that blade works right down to the tail. In fact, I can even fillet the fillet. Now that's what I call sharp. You'll love it. And this is called the chop and scoop. Very thin blade, but notice the same AccuGrip handle. I love this for tedious work. When you want to do parsley, garlic, onions, fresh basil, cilantro, fresh ginger, when you have a knife that's designed this well, you get perfect results. And watch, I can actually scoop the food and take it right to my favorite recipe. You know, friends, I've been designing and selling knives for over 20 years, but never anything as perfect as the Miracle Blade Perfection series. And just you wait, I have 7 more knives for you.